My name is Blue, Jazzy Blue. After 10 long years, I have finally come back. I'm a man on a mission. The goal? Retrieve my stolen relics. How, you ask? With a pen, some pixels, and a lot of determination. Will I be able to complete this quest?
Well. Oh, the good old cold got the better of me, but it won't stop me from making a video. At least for now. I've been waiting out this cold to see if my nose got better to actually record my voice, but I guess I'll have to sound like Phineas for this one. Please bear with me. Anyways, welcome back to my little channel series. I suppose you know the drill by now. Go to the township, try to find a good spot to advertise commissions between all the shops or trades, change places a couple of times, try a few different fits. I have been messing around with a few ones and I don't think I will settle on a mascot for this channel, but that's a problem for future me. Maybe walk around the house waiting for that new gemmogram sound and bam! Potential new client, it's time to get to work. So first commission of this episode was for this really nice gemmer. They wanted a full body of their tiger with a background, so we settled on the purple lung. First time I was sent a ToyHouse link with some art of the OC, and also a picture of each item with color pick, like the determination, and I'm here for it. It was super helpful. Sometimes there are items that by only looking at the animal you can really tell what they are supposed to be, or look like. Because of the kind of nature of this tiger, I decided to draw them on some green flowering fields, appreciating some beautiful butterflies passing by. I really only included the butterflies due to their head accessory, but god damn it did they look nice. Shading most of the accessories was pretty hard since both the tiger and their clothing had the same shade of pink. Looking back at it now, I'd probably go harder on the shading to accentuate the beginning and end of each object. I didn't use any lighter pink because I thought it would look pretty much like the tone that we use for the belly and chin. Still, this won't be the last time you see this tiger, and I think next time I'll definitely do her more justice. Besides everything, they absolutely loved it and I was so relieved. They even tipped me 100 diamonds, which I was so surprised by, like I think this was my first tip. Until this day, I just want to say thank you so much. Not only that, but she also encouraged me to raise my prices. She said my art would be worth at least a few solids, which I was thrilled about. I mean, doesn't every artist want to hear that? They also mentioned they could leave a review on my wall, and it's something I hadn't thought of, but honestly, if you're commissioning an artist for the first time and they have a couple of good reviews, it would be so much easier to trust them, especially since most artists do prepayment. Next up we have our eagle friend again. This time they had a specific image in mind, so I tried to stay true to it, but it didn't go as well as I hoped for. For starters, we only have a horizontal layout, which means this eagle's gonna be squished. Not only that, but a lot of the canvas will be mostly background, which, talking about it, it should be blurred. I tried working with the blending tool, but this isn't a blending tool. It drags the lighter colors, only the lighter colors, never the darker ones, and instead of creating an in-between tone, it just makes everything whiter. And the airbrush tool, I refuse to talk about it. Between the two, I don't know which one is worse. So, amongst everything, I just decided to do my usual scratchy style. Still, we had yet another problem on our hands. All the colors were desaturated. Anyways, we did our best, but not gonna lie, I think the first masterpiece turned out better. What do you think? Oh, and I almost forgot, but for this one we got another black lung. We are getting there. For the last artwork, well, it's a big one. She wanted a full body plus background and the pet, and even had a clear view on both the pose and scenario, which was a nice added challenge. She didn't have a spike, but instead offered 23 dent beaters, which is worth a red lung, and of course I accepted it. Only once I started painting did I realize how underpriced the whole thing was. They wanted it to be located at the Zeus temple, and it was the first time I was asked to draw an in-game place. I first got a little nervous realizing how much detail the in-game backgrounds had, but let's face it, the canvas isn't that big, and what makes Temple of Zeus, well, the Temple of Zeus we know. The big-ass golden face in the middle. I still added some of the stones and grass bits around it, but chopping the whole image down to the statue made the process a lot easier. For the character itself, I failed to realize how much detail the coyote and the pet both had. Something to have in consideration in my future artworks for sure. On some of my previous works, I always felt like I didn't use the canvas space as well as I could have. I think I've mentioned it in the last episode. And well, this one, it was the complete opposite. Not only did I wanted to improve that aspect, but I totally needed it in order for the pet to be visible enough. Till this day, this is one of my favorite masterpieces. It may be a little full, but I'm so happy with the detail and positioning of everything that this one will be shown off in my trade for a good while. Per usual, I had the same struggles of not having the right colors, but hey, that's the bread and butter of the AJ artist, right? As a final touch, like we didn't have enough detail already, I added some vines to the foreground, since I felt like it would really bring everything together. After delivering the final piece, she was so happy with it, but still wanted a few changes, for example, changing the green of the stripes of the antlers to match more the green of the neck. She even offered a red short for it. And to me, it was a totally unexpected surprise, but of course I welcomed it. After this one, I will need a bit of time to recover. For an AJ painting, this was intense. Thank you for tagging along and see you on the next episode.